What was the audition? No, just a couple.
They don't want it.
Let's hear the audition. I want to hear it. This is how Maurice used to do his mic check at every episode.
We know a remote farm in Lincolnshire where Mrs. Buckley lives. Every July, peas grow there. Do you really mean that? Yes, I'd start about half a second like, don't you think you really want to say July over the snow? Isn't that the fun of it? If you could make it bulbous where that short disappears also, it'll make much. I think it's so nice that you see a snow-covered field and say every July peas grow there. Anyway, it's a 5-minute article. It ends with Orson Welles, the great director, saying to these two English advertising guys, it ends with him going, now what is it you want? In your depths of your ignorance, what is it you want? Whatever it is you want, I can't deliver because I just don't see it. That was absolutely fine, Orson. It isn't worth it. No money is worth this. And he walks out of the studio. Okay, so with that, I think they want Orson Welles. I sit down and I do Orson Welles as the brain, and this whole speech about, taking over the world. And I leave, and apparently Tom Ruger was sitting there, and he went, great, that's Brain, now let's find Pinky. So I was the first and last person to read for the Brain.
You were told. But the rest of you, I love, la 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 la. Like everybody else.
But she goes, why don't you try Elvis? Okay? So we could be sitting here right now going, hey man, I think you're Fabu. Give me a hamburger, man. Hello, nurse. That'd just be kind of weird though, so it didn't work out like that. But she said, well, why don't you do the Beatles? And I said, well, which one? And she goes, what do you mean? Don't they all kind of sound the same? I go, no, dude. That's like saying that everybody from Southern California sounds like me. I said, no, let me show you. And here, I'm going to give you guys a quick lesson in voiceover. So if you're interested, you take some notes. This is how you imitate all 4 of the Beatles. You want to see it? Yeah. Okay, first of all, you got John, and John's voice is sort of sharp and it's pointed like it's coming out of his nose. You almost picture like a little arrowhead on your voice when you're doing this. You see, it's like that. Great, right? Then you got Paul, and Paul's voice is more friendly, and it's great. It's good to see all your fab. I think it's great. It's fantastic, is it? Then there's George, and George always sounded like he had a cold, and he spoke very slowly, and he sounded congested almost, you see. Then there's Ringo, and Ringo's down here at the bottom, so they're all 4 very different. You see what I'm saying? Right? So she said, try it like Ringo. And I'm like, hello, nurse. And I'm like, oh, this is Fabu, and can I call you Dadu, and all these things. And then she showed me a picture of him, and he was a little dude. And I'm like, well, a little guy can't sound like, a big, full-grown Beatle. So what I did is I took Ringo's voice, and I gave him a shot of helium, and that was wacko. Right? It's good. So I leave, and I forgot all about it. I mean, Rob and Tress are talking every night because they know how important this is. To me, I just thought it was goofy, So I went back to singing Def Leppard songs someplace, and then I get the call that I get this show, and I show up on the first day, and they're there. And I had no idea that I was working with like the greatest people in the business. I'm glad I didn't know, because I would have been totally intimidated by them. But instead, I think the first thing I ever said to Rob Paulson, we were between takes, and they're kind of looking at me like, who the hell is this?
Let's be frank. Every girl in here is gonna be Agnes Skinner one day. I'm not lying, I'm just truthing. And so, it just gives you a little taste of your future. And she's still dating. So, thank you.
Would you just do a little bit of the crazy cat lady for me?
Yes, Robbie. I leave my medication in pieces.
All right. Moving on, this side over here, go ahead.
First of all, when I was a kid, I was on my own at the age of 16, and I got child support money from my dad every month. It was like $700, that's all I had. One of my buddies stole my child support money, right? And I found out about it, and he took it, and I was so upset I lost my wallet with my money. I'm like, I'm not gonna have pizza, I can't go out, I can't go to the movies, this is terrible. And then his mom called me and said, hey, my son has your wallet in his drawer. And I'm like, how much money is in it? And there was $700. She said, there's $360. I'm like, that son of a man. So I said, okay, I know what to do. I could imitate him really good, right? Now his dad was a really violent alcoholic. and yeah, I know, it's awesome. And when I I waited until my buddy was out, and I knew he was out, and I called his house, and his dad answers his phone, he's like, hello? And I go, Dad, it's me, bro, because that's how he talked, right? Exactly. And he goes, what do you want? I go, there's a few things on my mind that I gotta get off my chest, Dad, right? And I go, bro, you're a loser, you're an alcoholic, you sit on the couch. His dad beat the hell out of him, man. So that's one way. The other way that's awesome that I still do to this day, let me show you this, because this is badass, this is great. And if you guys ever need me to help you out, no, I did get the money back, but only half of it. But here, check this out. Check this out. This is great, you guys. If I ever want to get into a restaurant, like in LA, because you know it's all shishi and trendy and you got to know somebody, if I call up and they say, oh, we're all booked, we're booked 3 months in advance, I'm like, okay, no problem. I call back a few minutes later, and this is what I do. Okay, they answer the phone, they're like, hello, Spago, can I help you? And I go, yes, hi, my name is Christopher, I'm the assistant to Christopher Walken, is the manager available, please? And he's like, oh, yeah, hang on a moment. Guy comes to the phone and goes, yeah, this is Scott. I go, hi, Scott, please hold for Christopher Walken. And he's like, okay. And I go, hi, Scott, listen, it's me. Here's the thing, I've got these guys, they're in a band, they're fun. They want to come in and have some dinner tonight. I know you're busy, but I'd appreciate it a lot if you could get them a table. And next thing you know, dude, free dessert, free drinks. See? So I guess what I'm saying is, if you guys need to get a table for dinner tonight, come by my table downstairs. You don't have to buy nothing, but I'll try to get you hooked up.
Thank you.
Use your powers for good.
All right, thank you very much.
Well, oh my God, yes I am. Oh, I think so. I think so, Brain, but who would want to Pierce Brosnan?
Big favor, mine.
Thank you so much.
Pinky, are you pondering what I'm pondering?
Well, I think so, Brain, but if Jimmy cracks corn and nobody cares, what does he keep doing it?
And if I can piggyback on that, to this day, no matter who it is, in fact, it happened the other day when I was in therapy. My therapist said, so then what do you think you're going to do tonight? I was discussing this really serious issue I was having with someone. He said, what do you think you're going to do tonight then? I said, the same thing I do every night. Try to take over the world. He laughed and said, you're deflecting.
Wait a minute, I remember a line in one episode they were gonna take over Santa's sleigh and take over the world. And as they were parachuting in, do you remember? You said, as Pinky, you said, because the reindeer, you said, Donner's having a party tonight, can we go?
Somehow joining something called the Donner Party doesn't...
Having dinner with the Donner Party is not my idea.
All right, so what you've been waiting for, folks, get your cameras ready. Rob's going to entertain you for a moment.
Yeah.
All right, get them ready, folks. Here they go.
All right, thank you very much. Again, remember, Randy Rogel wrote this for his audition piece for Animaniacs. And if you know it, sing along. It goes like this.
The Countries of the World, featuring Yakko Warner.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, okay. United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, a Republic, Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, Grenada, El Salvador, too, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, Guyana, and still Guatemala, Bolivia, then Argentina, and Ecuador, Chile, Brazil, Costa Rica, Belize, Nicaragua, Bermuda, Bahamas, Tobago, San Juan, Paraguay, Uruguay, Suriname, and French Guiana, Barbados, and Guam, Norway, and Sweden, and Iceland, and Finland, and Germany, now on peace, Switzerland, Austria, Czechoslovakia, Italy, Turkey, and Greece, Poland, Romania, Scotland, Albania, Ireland, Russia, Oman, Bulgaria, Saudi Arabia, Hungary, Cyprus, Iraq, and Iran. There's Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Jordan, both Yemen, Kuwait, and Bahrain. The Netherlands, Luxembourg, Belgium, and Portugal, France, and Denmark, and Spain. India, Pakistan, Burma, Afghanistan, Thailand, Nepal, and Bhutan. Cambodia, Malaysia, then Bangladesh, Asia, and China, Korea, Japan. Mongolia, Laos, and Tibet, Indonesia, the Philippine Islands, Taiwan. Sri Lanka, New Guinea, Sumatra, New Zealand, and Borneo, and Vietnam. Tunisia, Morocco, Uganda, Angola, Zimbabwe, Djibouti, Botswana, Mozambique, Zambia, Swaziland, Gambia, Guinea, Algeria, Ghana. But wait, there's more. Boo, Randy Lesotho and Malawi, Togo, the Spanish Sahara is gone. Niger, Nigeria, Chad and Liberia, Egypt, Medina, Gabon, Tanzania, Somalia, Kenya and Mali, Sierra Leone and Algeria, Dahomey, Namibia, Senegal, Libya, Cameroon, Congo, Zaire, Ethiopia, Guinea-Bissau, Madagascar, Rwanda, Moyo and Cayman, Hong Kong, Abu Dhabi, Qatar, Yugoslavia, Kuwait, Mauritania, Albania, Monaco, Liechtenstein, Malta and Palestine, Fiji, Australia, Sudan.
So this is what Randy wrote to tack on to that. He goes,
Montenegro and Bosnia-Herzegovina, the Soviet Union is gone. Belarus, Georgia, Moldova, and Latvia, Kyrgyzstan, Azerbaijan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, then there's Tajikistan, also Turkmenistan too. Croatia, Armenia, then there's Slovenia, Trinidad, Tonga, Palau, Lithuania, Serbia, Kosovo, US, Samoa, the Balkans, Brunei, Macau and Crimea, then Eritrea, Ukraine and Estonia, here's Macedonia, New Caledonia, Eastern Slavonia, Ivory Coast and Cape Verde, Andorra, the Solomon Islands, Dubai. Bye.
Hey, before we go, will you guys sing one song? Will you sing one song with us? Will you do one song with us?
Everybody's up. Let's sing the song.
All right, let's all stand up and do this, okay?
okay, here we go.
1, 2, 3. It's time for
Animaniacs, and we're zany to the max. So just sit back and relax, you'll have to relax. We're Animaniacs. Come join the Warner Brothers and the Warner Sister Dot. Just for fun we run around the Warner movie lots. They lock us in the tower whenever we get caught. But we big loose and then let loose and now you know the plot. We're Animaniacs. Dot is cute and Yakko yaks. Wacko packs away the snacks while Bill Clinton plays the sax. We're Animaniacs. Meet Mickey and the Brain who wants to rule the universe. Yes. The feathers flock together, Slappy whacks them with her purse. Button chases Mindy, Lorena sings a verse. The writers said we have no script, why bother to rehearse? We're Animaniacs. We have pay or play contracts. We're zany to the max, there's brody in our slacks. We're Animani, totally insane.
Here's a show's namey.
Animaniacs, those are the